Hello and welcome to this lecture. Today we are going to discuss what are the factors that impair tissue repair. There are following factors that can impair the tissue repairing process. Number one is infection. Number two is diabetes. Number three is nutritional status. Number four is glucocorticoids. Number five is mechanical factors. Number six is poor perfusion. Number seven is foreign bodies. Number eight is type and extent of tissue injury. Number nine is location of the injury. Let's discuss one by one. When we talk about infection, it is very important factor because, for example, if infection could be caused because of the bacteria or viral infection, then it prolong the inflammation and it causes an increase of the local tissue injury. When we talk about diabetes, it is very important problem, and it is a metabolic disorder because it occurs because of the excess present of the glucose. That is why we know that patients that are diabetic, they have special shoes, they have specialized footwears, because diabetic foot ulcer is a common disease that occur in patient with diabetes. And this will compromise the tissue repair. We will discuss in detail in uh, systemic diseases. Then we have nutritional status. If a patient having malnutrition, deficiency of vitamin C, or deficiency of collagen synthesis, then it can lead to delay the process of repairing. Then the steroids or glucocorticoids are very important. We know that the steroids or glucocorticoids are be using as anti-inflammatory effect. But what happened that if the steroids are given and they inhibit the growth process, and they are responsible for decreasing the fibrosis. So the steroids or glucocorticoids are responsible for weakening of the scar, because we know that scars are made up of uh, fibrosis, fibroid. But because glucocorticoids and steroid, they are responsible for diminished fibrosis, so they can weak the scar. And for example, in corneal infection, the glucocorticoids may be prescribed along with antibiotic to reduce the opacity due to collagen deposit. Then the mechanical factors, it could be because of the pressure, it can tear apart the wound, so it will also delay the healing process. Then poor perfusion is also important, like in case of atherosclerosis or diabetes, or because of the venous obstruction, it can impair the wound healing. Then the foreign bodies is also important, such as steel, glass, or any iron fragment. They can delay the process of healing. Then the type and extent of tissue injury is also important, that what type of injury a patient having. If a patient having a minor injury, then the healing will process naturally and it take less time. But in case of chronic wound, or if the wound is uh, because of the bullet or because of the accident, then it needs lot of time to regenerate. And sometime a chronic injury can be leads to amputation, like in diabetes. If chronic diabetic patient is suffering from any wound injury on the foot or on the ankle or toe, it can leads to fasten the degeneration process. And sometimes patient having loss of their limb or loss of their toe or foot is commonly observed. When we talk about location of the injury, the important thing is that uh, how much tissue regeneration is required, or how much exudate is required to restore the normal tissue architecture. We need to understand, when we talk about location of injury, we need to understand the location of the tissue architecture, or the restoration of the normal tissue architecture. If the exudate is too large, to be reabsorbed or undergo organization, then the process through which granulation occur takes lot of time. As we know that the process of tissue regeneration start from granulation, and then granulation grows to exudate, and a fibrous scar will be formed. So if, for example, the exudate process is large, then it need lot of time. But whereas if the small exudates are needed, then it can be done or maybe reabsorbed and digested by proteolytic enzymes of leukocytes, resulting in resolution of inflammation and restoration of the normal architecture. However, when the exudates is too large to be fully reabsorbed, it undergo organization, start from the granulation, then grows into exudate, and then fibrous scar is formation. So it depends. So thank you so much for today's lecture. Hope to see you again.